Here, I got them recording.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
That
so
way
I
you can just pay
did-
attention.
Okay.
So what I did was I was going around the siding, and every one of the walls on the inside of the house, anywhere where there was plumbing, the toilets, sinks, and showers. Downstairs, I did the baseboard because that's where you're going to find moisture in a basement. The only place I found moisture, the toilet up here is leaking. When I stepped on it, it didn't feel soft, which is good. So I think you probably just need to replace the toilet seal.
Okay. In the hall toilet.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there were quite a few stains, especially in the garage. And then there's a couple in the basement. But all of those, I tested them and they were all dry.
Okay.
So that's good. And we've had a lot of rain and snow and stuff lately. So I also use infrared cameras. This camera sees heat instead of visible light. So if I just barely touch the wall, you'll be able to see that.
Wow. Cool. Cool.
So with infrared, we can see overheated electrical wires behind walls, missing insulation, leaks in plumbing, things like that. So I run all the hot water in the house and go back through just to check with the infrared camera, make sure there's none of that stuff. I did see there's a few pieces of insulation that are loose. I don't think they're missing because the temperature wasn't that great, the difference. But I can't get into the attic, so I don't know how you're gonna fix it. It's too small. I'm skinny and I can't, there's no way to get in there.
What, like the opening up into the attic is too small?
Yep.
Just
Can't
too
get
little?
in there. Even if
Well,
you get
Like I'm little.
Yeah.
You got like a small space.
Jeez, there's no other place.
That's it.
Weird.
So,
I could probably get in there.
yeah, actually you might be able to.
Okay.
I can't, my chest gets stuck right
Yeah,
there.
I might be able to.
I put my hand up there to snap some photos, but that was the best I could do. The tiny human,
Who likes a small space.
like, who's not claustrophobic.
Right.
Let's correct to get up there. Let's see. So the report will be a lot longer than what I'm going to talk about right now. But I'll
Okay.
go over what I feel is the most important things. In the basement, there is water. You can see staining. So you get water coming through one of the windows. So the windows for the basement are all below soil level right now. So those need to be dug out. So if you get really heavy rain, water is going to come through those windows.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'll show you some pictures of those from the outside here in a minute. But I did test the baseboard and it was all dry. But guarantee you there will be some water coming through there. Fireplace downstairs, if you put carpet right in front of your fireplace, it's a fire hazard.
We were talking
we were
about that.
talking about
Pull
that.
that out, yeah.
We're
Let's
pulling
see.
out all the carpet.
The basement back door is kind of funky. So a couple of things. Do you see the bottom of the door?
Yes.
It's like bowed down and then comes back up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's pretty hard to shut that door because the base is almost S-shaped.
Okay.
And then I noticed that this door is actually below the level of the cement outside. Right? The cement is
Got
sloped away from the house, so you get wind-driven rain. You could get a little bit coming in. But the carpet felt dry when I was looking at it.
They DIY'd that shit, didn't
Uh-huh.
they?
Yeah, they
It
did.
was 1975 or whatever when they did it. So like they didn't give a shit.
Standardized building code didn't exist in Oregon until 1974.
See,
so,
there you go.
yeah, and then there wasn't much of it.
Oregon's a free state.
So you could, it was the Wild West, like for real. Let's see.
That could all be a dad project when we get my dad here.
And, yeah, and also
Yeah.
that's what closing costs are for, right? Like that's the other piece of this. This is not just like, oh, we eat it because
You can,
Right.
yeah, you can redo it. You can put pipes in there for drainage. Like there's different things. We just had a lot of rain and snow, and if you touch carpet, it's dry.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff.
We did talk about that, yeah.
So just because it could come in doesn't mean necessarily it did come in.
That's gotta be
And plus, this is old carpet too. You'd see stains.
Yes.
And this is a good time, right? Like if it was like this in the middle of summer, it would mean something different than it was just a
Yeah, there
ice
would be no.
storm.
Yeah.
Everything's still wet. Let's see. We need GFCI protection, electrical protection in the house. They only had one of the bathrooms. So you need it in the garage, all the bathrooms, the kitchen. There's one in the kitchen, but it doesn't protect the other outlets in the kitchen.
It's grounding stuff.
Ground fault circuit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the outlets have the two buttons on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You need it for all your appliances
yeah,
and for hair dryers and stuff like that.
yeah. I would cover all the exposed electrical wires, especially in the basement ceiling. If y'all are down there practicing sword fighting or something, it could be quite dangerous. If you hit
Yeah,
one of those.
because we
Which is
do.
our
'Cause
style,
we do.
actually.
Electrical outlet cover plates are missing all over the place. So that's just like the little plastic cover plate here. So you can stick your fingers back there on accident when you're plugging something in. The electrical panels, there's a bunch of unlabeled breakers. So you want to have an electrician properly label those.
What's the electric?
150 amps.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was it updated recently?
No.
Okay.
So this is under the stovetop. The cover plate for that electrical box is held on with electrical tape.
Oh shit.
So you probably want to have some screws.
Rig. Probably.
Dude.
Screws would be a good idea on there. The electrical panels, both the electrical panels are missing breakers. So if there's a space and you don't have a breaker in there, you need a cover over there so you can't stick your fingers in there. And that's both of them. The light bank that's at the front of the garage is all wired by an amateur. They didn't know what they were doing. And none of them work. There's no power to it.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's no
The lights
electricity
work.
going to them. So,
Oh, God.
Magical
The
thinking.
garage panel's missing like half of the breakers. So I'm guessing those lights used to go to a breaker and now the breaker's gone. So again, you gotta have those cover plates in
Yeah.
there.
which honestly
we need
is
an
probably a
electrician.
good thing.
You need an electrician. Yeah, there's quite a few things. I'm skipping over the small stuff, but the bigger stuff is in there. Like mislabeled breakers, the
That's a
wrong
big deal.
brand.
Yeah.
The electric is a mess.
Yeah.
Is the TLDR.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you want to get an electrician. Or like they tried to repair this broken conduit with electrical tape. Right, that's not how you do it. That's cutting into the wire right now because it's two pieces of metal pulling on the wire. There's some things to get fixed.
Someone's like, went to YouTube University.
Okay, light switches in a shower, just not a good idea. just
Generally.
not a good idea.
All right. Is that the hall bathroom or the
That's the
ensuite?
one right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Wild West, 1970.
Yup. There's burn marks on one of the electrical
Woo!
outlets in the garage.
What did they do?
So I'm only telling you like 25% of the electrical stuff right now.
We really need a really good electrician. Her.
The electrical panel in here. So your main electrical panel, your ground and neutrals are all connected. And your sub panel in the garage, they're not allowed to be connected and they are. So that panel was installed by somebody who didn't know what they were doing. It's easy to fix to just move those wires. Electrician can fix that stuff
Right.
pretty easy. Yeah.
Yeah, these are not big electrical, like.
Okay, I was
these
just
are
about
not,
to ask, how bad is this? Did you feel me getting tight?
Yeah. We just need someone who actually knows what they're doing, as opposed to doesn't know what
Yeah.
they're doing.
If the house is more than 10 years old, there's amateur electrical work.
Okay.
This part.
It's just all the
It
houses.
just is. Like, I wish people would stop.
They
But
won't.
they won't.
Never. No,
Let's
people
see.
think they know stuff and they're wrong.
Okay, there's nothing about the decks that are correct.
Okay.
Not a single thing. You can make repairs and add stuff to them, right? But there's literally nothing about those that's done up to current safety standards. So
Okay.
just get a deck person to come out and they can add to it. There's a few things they have to replace, but for the most part they can add to it, so you don't have to pay
Yeah.
as much.
Fully tear down.
Yeah, because sometimes those are in a condition that you do have to just remove the deck. This is not that. It just needs some extra
How about
support.
this guy over here?
Well, that was worse.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
that probably,
Yeah, that
that
one-
probably
Yeah.
needs to come off, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would just get rid of that one.
Just
This one,
don't step on
you can
that
make
one.
some updates and make it a lot
Yeah,
safer.
this one, I can tell from you that one
Look
needs
at
to
the
go.
look at the.
Yeah.
Keep this off, and you can add like, yeah,
Like a
And
patch.
like if you cut them off, you can put a new one on and then add support on the sides, right? Because it's really holding up like a 2x4. And that's it. It's not holding up a bunch of weight. And these were just for looks, mostly.
Yeah,
Bad choices.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
cut it,
don't
paint
expose
it.
beams here,
Yeah, good
right?
It's wet.
'Cause
Because then
they-
you're just introducing rot into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And if you
silly.
do, you put metal over them or something.
Cap 'em.
That might be another good dad project.
Okay, so here's your windows. See, windows below soil level. When it rains really hard, water can just come right through there.
Just pull the dirt away.
Yep, you dig it out. Like they even
And
have
is
the
that
little
something
metal
that I
piece in
can
there.
do, or is
Yeah.
it something that we need like a, okay.
No, just do it yourself. The ideal is 6 inches.
Okay.
So the very bottom of that window, where the cement stops, the window starts 6 inches below that.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah.
And plus
How-
this
how
house
far
has
out
big
from the house
overhangs,
does that need
so-
to come? Or is it less about how far out from the house and more about how
Deep. The farther out you go, the less soil that can come back in and fill the spot in the future.
right?
Yeah.
But for the
But
okay.
if you
There's concrete there
see
though,
this
so-
metal piece,
Yeah,
if you just did it just in that space, you'd be good.
okay,
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 I
cool.
can do that.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I'll show you with the deck what Brett was talking about.
Okay,
Because he
Yeah,
walked
there's
me
quite a few
through it.
things.
okay.
Let's see. It's mostly small stuff. There's a little bit of dry rot here and there where the downspouts drain onto the house.
Okay.
Let's see. Furnace is only 15 years old. Typical lifespan is 25 years. So you've still got time on that. I did see. So in quite a few of the cupboards, there's mouse poop. So I'd set some traps. We need smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors in the house. They don't have any.
They don't have any smoke detectors or carbon monoxide?
They're required, so that's an easy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
in the
all-
real estate contract,
Yeah.
so they have to do that.
You can't even buy the house
And that's
without
for the
it.
security system over there.
Oh, there is a security system.
Can we put radon, what about radon detectors? Is that separate?
It's a
Is that
separate, that's another
Totally different
inspection
thing?
that's
Okay,
happening.
yeah, that,
Yeah.
It's down there right now.
okay.
So
gotta
somebody
collect
dropped
it.
it.
And there's
off.
no oil tank also.
Oh, yay!
So no oil tank.
And the heat is gas?
Somebody kicked in one of the doors at one time.
Raging party.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that in the basement?
No, it's up here actually. The dryer vent. So when the dryer vent, it's a bad photo. I won't even show it to you. So when the dryer vent goes behind the wall, it needs to be smooth, solid metal, so it can be easily cleaned. Right now, it's a flimsy plastic corrugated thing, so you're going to get a buildup of lint inside that pipe. So
That's a
just
hazard.
take it out, put the smooth, solid metal one in there, because that's a fire hazard.
And your inspection report has all this item, all these.
Yeah.
All of
items.
it. It'll have
more.
everything you
And
need.
more, right?
He said this isn't even 25%.
What's
Yeah,
this?
it'll be about 80 pages.
What is this?
This is the report.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going through it right now.
Great.
There's old evidence of leaks in the laundry room.
Mhm.
So you can see it looks like the wall there is rotted.
Mhm.
I was poking at the wooden board under there
Mhm.
because it's black. There's some mold on there, but it was still solid. It wasn't rotted
That's
out.
good.
But they definitely had leaks, like continuous leaks
Over
at
time.
one time,
Yeah.
and it was dry today. So.
We're gonna have to fix that before I move in.
I know.
And then you have the older galvanized plumbing in the home. You can see
Okay.
there is some corrosion on the pipes. There's no leaks anywhere that I could find. I didn't find anything with the infrared camera or the moisture meter. I went out to the street and checked, and the meter wasn't moving at all, so that's a good sign. So galvanized plumbing has a typical lifespan between 40 and 60 years. So we're like getting close to the end of that.
Yeah.
It's not leaking yet. Keep an eye on it.
But that's all the plumbing is galvanized.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So my advice would be when you can afford it, get it all replaced.
How much is that?
Well, we
This-
gotta figure that out.
Kitchen sink is leaking just a little bit right around that pipe. You can pull these apart, clean them, and put them back together. So that's a YouTube video. Kitchen sink sprayer is leaking, so it's leaking right where it connects in here. Most of the time, you can put plumber's tape on the screws and then just put it back together. It'll be fine. If not, you can replace it. Let's see. When I turned on the shower up here, if you can see this. As soon as you turn it on, the shower, water starts shooting out
On the side.
behind the valves. of the hot
Behind
and
the
the
valve
cold.
means, oh, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like pouring out here and here. So I'm gonna get a plumber to fix that. I mean, these are kind of an outdated system anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanna see it again?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it pouring out. Like it's a substantial amount of water
Yeah.
Jeez.
coming out of both sides. So as soon as you turn the shower on, it starts shooting out. So it's the little valves in here.
Tighten up our water bill, baby. Get
Are
that-
the
get that fixed.
gaskets just destroyed? Yeah.
It's super old. Roof looks great. I didn't find
All right.
any evidence of leaks anywhere. Trevor was saying it was 10 years old. With a vinyl roof, you can get quite a few years with a vinyl roof. Usually like 30, sometimes 40, just depending.
Cool.
And if you ever have a tree branch that falls on the house and punctures the vinyl, it's really easy to repair. And it's easy to find. You just like, look, there's the hole. If you have a shingled roof, it does that, and good luck.
Actually, for having these trees, this type of roof is probably one of your best
Yeah.
bets.
I've heard
yeah.
that about membranes, is that they're easy to repair.
Yeah. If
Yep.
this was metal and one of those branches like damaged it,
We'd be in trouble, huh?
it's like $5,000.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Just puncture,
It's
just
ridiculous.
puncture it. It's just,
And shingles, they'll just have to take up a huge section and redo it and guess where, unless it's really, really obvious, they still have to take up a bunch and repair the
Right.
area around it. But with these, it's really simple. They'll just glue a new piece right over top.
Thank you.
So that's awesome. That's the biggest stuff.
Okay.
I guess your biggest things are going to be the electrical,
Yeah, that's what it
because
sounds
there's
like.
quite a bit of amateur
Electrical
work.
and a little bit of plumbing.
Yeah,
Some
budget
initial, yeah.
budget for the plumbing. Just know that, check your insurance, but every homeowner's insurance I've ever seen, if you get a plumbing leak,
Yeah,
that's
if
part
you
of it.
catch it fast enough, they'll cover it.
Oh.
So like, see, there's your membrane roof. Look at that. So if you ever get a hole, they'll just do a patch. This isn't a hole patch, but they'll just do patches like
a
that.
kit
Nice.
Layer
to it,
patches
yeah.
like this. It's like super easy to fix those
Okay.
things.
Awesome.
All commercial roofs are made out of that. So it's like, it's not also like some weird, like a metal
Hard to
roof.
find.
I had to call 30 different roofers
Oh,
to
God.
find someone that would even touch it or repair it.
Yeah.
And it was like nearly the same cost as just re-roofing it with normal tiles.
This is when I was living in Harrisburg.